Hey everybody, this is Sam and welcome back to level 1 pre-production. This is going to be lesson 9 and we're going to be going over diatonic chord qualities. Let's jump on in. Okay, just a quick lesson overview. Throughout this lesson, we're going to know how to find diatonic chord qualities, what are diminished chords, and what are chord progressions. So if we remember, diatonic chords are just chords using the key signature. Using notes from the key signature rather. So if we look at this D major scale, we have a D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and D. And diatonic chords are just a way of remembering that your 1 chord is major, your 2 chord is minor, your 3 chord is minor, your 4 chord is major, your 5 chord is major, your 6 chord is going to be minor, and your 7th chord is going to be diminished. Okay, so what does that mean, right? What is actually a diminished triad? Well, let's take a look at it right now. Okay, so quick overview. We've got our major triads, which we also know are a root, a major third, and a perfect fifth. And then we have our minor triad, which is a root, a minor third, and a perfect fifth. And then we have a C diminished triad, or just a diminished triad. And it's going to be a root, a minor third, and a diminished fifth. Now, what is that? Well, I just want to note that a diminished fifth is actually 6 half steps, also known as the tritone, and you should be able to reference this in level 1, lesson 6. So what is that actually going to look like? Let's take a look. Okay, so what we're going to do is just follow the slides exactly. So we have a C major chord, so we have a C, E, and a G. Another way to say that is going to be we have a root note, a major third, which is 4 half steps, and then we have a perfect fifth, which is 7 half steps away from the root note, right? And then I'm just going to hold Option and just drag it over. There we go. And then we're going to have a C minor chord. And what we know before is that the minor triad, the only thing that changes from a major triad is that third drops down a half step. And if we also remember, a D sharp is actually an E flat in this instance because it's supposed to be a third away. And the best way to do that is if we count on our fingers, we've got C, D, E. So we know the third has to be an E of some sort. So in this case, it would be an E flat, not a D sharp. Please reference the enharmonic equivalence lesson from this level on that one. Cool. Let's jump right back in. Okay, so that being said, if we do the same exact thing, we just drag it over, the main difference right now is going to be that perfect fifth is going to actually come down by a half step, right? So here's how all of these sound together. Okay, so just a point of understanding. So every major scale has the same pattern. Therefore, the only change is the root note or the key. This suggests that the quality of diatonic chords based on the major scale will never change. Only the root note of the chord will change. Another way to think about that is every time you're in a major key, the 1 chord is always major, the 2 chord is always minor, the 3 chord is always minor, the 4 and the 5 are always major, the 6 chord is always minor, the 7 chord is always diminished, and that brings us back to the 1 chord. On top of that, that means you actually know every chord in a major scale forever, just off of these last couple lessons. So this stuff doesn't have to be hard. Remember, take what we know and apply it to everything. Don't take everything and try to apply it to a few things. Really good way to think about this kind of stuff. So now that we know all the diatonic chord qualities, what can we do with them? The answer is going to be chord progressions. And chord progressions are really, really important to help us sort of develop musical ideas out really quickly. So that brings us to what are chord progressions and what are good chord progressions to know. That's it. Super quick lesson because we already have such a strong foundation. And if this didn't make any sense, just either rewatch this lesson or watch the whole level over again. This is a skill that we're trying to develop and it does take a little bit of time sometimes. So what you want to do is just keep reiterating things, write things out, learn how to play things on the piano or type them in MIDI if you need that too. All of this stuff is a really good way to help you learn and develop your own workflow. Cool. Catch you on the next one.